Now I'm going to tell you why we should get rid of the secret ballot. And before I forget, I should add that this is David Gottfried. A secret ballot is a way to vote one's anger, one's resentment, one's petty jealousies. A secret ballot is a way to be a bastard and not answer for it. A person does not have the guts to stand up for his disgusting and racist position, but that little racist or homophobe will become a big, big man in the privacy of his little voting booth, where he can throw mud by voting for the candidate slinging the mud. A secret ballot means never having to answer for oneself. A secret ballot means never having to understand oneself. When one votes in secret, one will not feel obligated to give one's choice much thought. He thinks, hell, one vote probably won't make a difference, and I don't have to explain myself to anything. A secret ballot of little frightened people gave Germany to Adolf Hitler, helped Nixon won the '68 election. In a secret ballot, people will vote for a candidate not because he is necessarily good, but because he articulates everything the voter hates. And when he votes behind the curtain to maintain his privacy, he hides like a little child hiding under his mother's skirt. Also, when one is compelled to make one's choice public, one might spend more time analyzing the candidates. After all, if one's vote is public, other people might ask one the basis for one's vote. As it stands now, I think many people vote on the basis of a whim, a prejudice, a feeling, and ill-defined emotions. After all, studies show that many of the white working class people who supported Bobby Kennedy in the spring of '68 supported George Wallace in the autumn of '68. Now, George Wallace and Bobby Kennedy had diametrically opposed views. What did they have in common? Well, that made white working class voters support both of them. Well, some political scientists said it was a certain zestful energy. Some people said it was an angry energy. Although Bobby Kennedy, although he could be very impassioned and fierce, and I loved him for his fierceness, didn't seem hostile that much by 1968. But in any event, apparently, many white working class people supported both Kennedy and both Wallace, even though they didn't agree on anything, because they had a certain emotional flavor or energy. And if one knew that other people might ask one for the basis of one's vote, one would feel a bit queasy, saying that it had something to do with the candidate's zestful energy. If one's vote was public, one might try to understand the issues and the candidate's position so one wouldn't feel like a blobbering ignoramus when one discussed one's vote in front of one's peers. Now, I would wager good money that some people might contend that since we are a democracy, we have to have a secret ballot. That's ludicrous. It just goes to show you that most people have no idea of what a democracy is. Take the word apart. Democracy means, take from the Greek, rule by the people. The fact that we purport to be a democracy or something ruled by the people, why that should mean that we also have a secret ballot, I certainly don't know. It just doesn't imply that we should have a secret ballot. Indeed, I would argue the opposite. I would say that people in a robust democracy would deplore the secret ballot. Because if people really do rule, they should stand up and be counted loudly and proudly. We are often taught that the men who fought in World War II were brave, and they were brave. They put their lives on the line. And the notion that they gave every last measure of devotion so secret balloters could conceal their choices like slinking sissies is nothing short of nauseating. So dump the secret ballot. Thank you. Goodbye.